the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch. On today's episode of Prison Stories Uncut, we over East Baltimore down Bccc with it, man. But before I hop off in the storytelling mode, I want to send a big shout out to the sister Kendra Cook. This sister sent the hard-earned money in, bless the channel through the cash out. Appreciate you, sister. This sister don't just watch, she support. Kendra Cook. Now that we got that out the way, let's get it. Yeah, man, so I can remember I was down Bccc, right? I was in the driver's seat down there running the show. And me and another good bro from up Park Heights, we had a little tobacco operation going on down there. Whereas though we was putting our money up together, catching over the wall. We used to get a trash bag full of tobacco thrown over that wall. Midnight special, kite, top, whatever. Then once the bird land, we just take it in the cell, break that shit down to all 50s and 20s. This was back when the green dots was jumping off. We making 3-finger pouches over that bitch, cramming on the 50s, 2-finger pouches on the 20s. So we jamming down that bitch. I'm talking about on a good day when the bird land. Sometimes I might get dudes green dots ahead of time before I even get the tobacco. That way when I get it, it's already sold, right? Dudes would actually give me their money up front because they knew that shit was coming. It was that guaranteed to make it in jail. But anyway, on a good day, I might have poured that 600-700 in jail. And by me being the skipper down there, I really had control over the economy. If I woke up one morning and felt like 2-finger pouches need to go for 50, then all that day 2-finger pouches going for 50. Can't nobody sell 2-finger pouches for 20. Real rap. But anyway, all right, so check it out. It was this one nigga. He used to buy shit from me all the time. And when he come, it usually be like $150 sale because he'd get like 3 pouches, $350 of that tobacco. So I used to call him Big Money Grip. Just finessing his ego for real to keep him coming back, you feel me? He was from out DC for real. He used to run with the Murder Inc. boys. And by me being up on the farm with the dude that was the leader of the Murder Inc. boys down in Bccc at the time, it was really peace between us as far as us and the DC boys at the time, right? Their leader down there, he was cool with me when we was on the farm. We used to work out together and all that shit. I know Slim before he even joined them and all that shit. So we had already had an understanding like, yo, if anything going wrong, you can holler at me. I holler at you before anything jump off, you feel me? All right, so boom. Long story short, this nigga come to me directly like, Dutch, let me holler at you. I was out in the big yard. He pulled me up, asked me, can he get 3 pouches on the arm till store day? This the nigga I be calling Big Money Grip. Well, I'm knowing his business always been straight. Usually I don't let a nigga get no $150 worth of shit. But he was one of my top customers, so I'm like, you know what? I got you. So when Big Yard was over, we go back on the tier. I run in my stash cell. I had a stash cell where I paid the nigga to stuff his mattress with my tobacco. But anyway, I run in the stash cell, grab 3 pouches, give them to him. He like, thanks, Dutch, I got you, store there. I'm like, cool, it wasn't nothing. I just wrote his name on the list, kept trapping. All right, so boom, all throughout the week, we get into the money. I'm steady sending grain dots home so I can have some paper when I get released. So I'd never forget this shit. I'm in my cell laid back. I got the biggie bumping, I'm chilling. Then the good brother Maul that was down there, rest in peace to him. He came down to my cell, opened the door, because you know down Bccc the doors don't lock, right? Until lock in time, they leave them open all day. He come in my cell, he like, Dutch. So I get up off the bed, I'm like, what's up? He like, ain't DC, yo, supposed to be paying you store day? I'm like, yeah. Because it was the day before store day. I was supposed to have been going to store the very next day, get commissary. So when he asked me that, I was confused. I'm like, yeah, why, what's up? This brother tell me, he like, they just told him pack up for release over the intercom. He like, that nigga ready to go home, Dutch. See, by me being laid back, listening to Biggie, I ain't hear the intercom when they made the announcement. So when the good brother told me that, I'm like, what? I peek my head out the cell door, I look down the tier, I see yo down there packing and shit, I'm sitting and shit all outside the cell door and everything. In my mind, I'm thinking like, what, this nigga played with me? He had to know his release date. Oh, so you thought you was just going to grab up, then dip off on me. So I tell the brother, like, good looking brother, give him a 5, right? He like, you want me to go take care for you? I'm like, hell no, I got it. That nigga came and got that shit from me directly, so I'ma deal with it. So he like, all right, he leave out the cell, go get back on the payphone. As soon as he leave out the cell, I go in the baby powder bottle, unscrew it, get the blick out of that bitch, tuck it in my pocket, pop out the cell, start speed walking down the tier. Man, there's a motherfucker feeling played with. I don't know what type of shit he think going on over East Baltimore, but he about to find out. So dude had a little size to him, right? He was a little bigger than me. So when I get down to his cell, the cell door open, wide open. He and that bitch packing up, talking to his cell buddy. They and that bitch laughing and giggling. I walk straight in their cell with my hand in my pocket like, yo, You going home? He like, yeah, they just packed me up out the blue. I'm just looking at him like, insult my intelligence for real. That's how I'm feeling. They don't just call you out the blue. Everybody know they release date. That's bullshit. You talking to a nigga that been in this system half his fucking life. Ain't gonna tell me anything. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, yo, I don't work like that, yo. You gave me your word you was gonna handle that business. He like, man, that shit ain't nothing. He like, just give me your information. I had my people shoot you a green dot when I get uptown. That shit ain't nothing. I done heard that bullshit before. As soon as a nigga get uptown, they gonna forget all about your ass in that jail. Trust me. I ain't gonna send you a damn thing. So I tell his bunk buddy, I'm like, yo, step out the cell real fast. Let me holler at y'all. So he like, all right. He get up, slide past me, walk out the cell. His guys, the Murder Inc. boys, they ain't on point at all. They don't even know I done slid down in his cell with that blick. And by Maul already knowing what the fuck was going on, he done put the good brothers on point. So they standing all around the DC boys, strapped, while they blind to the fact. It was two good brothers standing outside the cell. I didn't even know they was there. But anyway, when his cell buddy leave out that cell, I straight tell him like, yo, I'm gonna need that TV and that radio, bro. He like, oh, I already promised it to some of my brothers, man. I straight whip that blick out like, man, I don't give a fuck. I need that. He like, damn, yo, you gonna do it like that? I'm like, nah, you did it like that, nigga. He got his hands up like this, like, chill. So I grabbed the net bag that was on his bed, like a big ass laundry bag, net bag. I tell him put the TV, the radio, and all the CDs he had and shit in the bag. I really wanted to stab him for real, but he was in compliance. He was complying with every order I gave him. He threw that shit in the bag. He like, you really gonna rob me? I tell him like, yo, fair exchange, don't rob me, nigga. You know you owe me this. He just shook his head and ain't say shit. I snatched that fucking bag out his hand, peeked out the door, make sure the CO wasn't looking, slid up out that bitch. All right, y'all, bop down to myself. But when some of the DC boys seen me come out of his cell with that bag, they looking like, fuck. So they go down to his cell and ask him, like, man, what the fuck was that about? He told niggas I robbed him. But when the dude that was in charge of them on the TED came to the cell to holler at me about it, he wasn't on no beefy shit or nothing. He was like, that's what's going on, man. Yeah, I thought we was cool. I straight told him, I said, man, that nigga got $150 worth of shit from me. Supposed to pay me back store day. He going home today, though. How the fuck I'm gonna get my money? He like, oh yeah, he ain't tell me all that. I bet he didn't. Long story short, we was on high alert all week about that. But we ain't never clashed. They let it go. Because he was in the wrong. What it is, it's your boy.